Yeah, alright, okay, yeah, definitely. So, sure, will I intro? Do you want to? I mean, you did such a great job in the last one.
Ah, no, no, you do the intros. I prefer your intros.
So, hey everyone, welcome to our top three movies that we're really, really excited for in 2014. And there you go, intro.
That's it.
Yeah.
Cyclops. Yeah, I'd like to say
Yes.
Cyclops coming back. Somebody made the point. I don't know who it was. That do you know who it was? It was Bobby. He was basically saying that when Jean Grey was basically killing people, she wasn't actually killing them. She was just transporting them somewhere.
But you never actually see him die, do you?
You never do. You never do. And in movies, that's a dead giveaway to the fact that they're not dead. But even when you see Professor X getting deatomized, basically, you assume he's fucking getting deatomized. But from a movie writer's point of view, they could say, hold on a minute, no, he wasn't getting deatomized. He was getting transported, atom by atom, to some other place. You know,
Hawaii.
Hawaii. Actually, yeah, I like that. I can picture him sitting on the beach.
You've no other option. You can't walk away, can you? I just want to give an honorable mention to Guardians of the Galaxy. I think that's
Oh yeah,
really awesome.
that's in the list. Yeah.
Transformers 4.
Yeah, really looking forward to Transformers 4 because I want to see where he goes with it. Because I know he's been saying, oh, we took all the criticisms on board and there's going to be less foolishness and what have you. I actually didn't really, I think I've said this to you before, I didn't really hate any of the Transformers movies. I liked them. In this descending order, but I still like them. And also on that list as well, I'll point out Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is there. That's another one of those films I don't really know much about where they're going with it, or plot lines or anything, but I'm just interested to see how they do it, how they tackle it. And also Megan Fox. Megan Fox is in there. She's typically not the kind of girl that she's a little bit skinny for my liking, and she has that kind of bitch face thing going on. I don't really like girls with bitch faces, but I actually like her as an actress. And I missed her in Transformers 3, which I was surprised at. I really did miss her character.
The person they replaced her with wasn't exactly great.
The blonde.
Yeah.
You're telling me you didn't like her? Do you know what? You've made me so happy. I thought it was just me. I can't stand that girl.
Terrible. She's terrible.
Oh, she was awful. It looks like her mouth was put on upside down.
It actually does, yeah. Jesus. Now that I think about it, that's exactly what she looks like.
Check it out. Her mouth was put on upside down. God fucked up. Yeah. And there's this horrible cringy bit where her boss is talking about the car, and he's talking about the sleek lines of the car and how it's reminiscent of a woman's body. While the camera's listening to that conversation, the camera's looking at her, and it's like this kind of nod to, yeah, we're really talking about a car, but we're looking at a woman's beautiful form. I don't find her form particularly beautiful. It's alright.
Right.
Yeah. You know what I mean? I'd give her a go, but I wouldn't leave me wife for her.
A Mila Kunis.
Yes.
That's twice we've mentioned Muslims today. Allah Muhammad.
It's here. It's not only twice. In the era you're living in, it's hard to picture that era ever having its own sort of style that you'll be able to be nostalgic. But like, I remember being in the 90s and thinking about the 80s and the 70s. Everybody knows what the music was like and the hairstyles were like in the 80s, the 70s, the hippies, maybe the 60s, like fucking Austin Powers. But you're kind of thinking the 90s. What's 90s? What actually makes something the 90s? But now looking back, like 2 decades later, the 90s does have a very definite kind of feel to it, and Godzilla is a great 90s nostalgia film. The hairstyles, the clothes, the attitudes, and just the feel of the film in general, not just what's in the film, but the actual film itself feels 90s. So it's actually kind of a shame that that's the only good point I can make about that film, is that it feels like it was made in the year it was made in. Well done, guys. You nailed it.
Yeah. I like the fact that they haven't shown Godzilla properly yet.
Yes.
I'm liking the fact that they're keeping that under wraps. I'm liking, because I think trailers sometimes give away too much.
Of course. Yep.
So yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting to see how they do it and how well they do it. So Godzilla is my number 3. I think it looks class.
Yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to it. And I'm also looking forward to a sequel where he has to fight Superman and Batman.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, and maybe the Predators. Throw the Predators in there. Batman versus Superman versus Godzilla versus the Predators versus aliens versus Freddy versus Jason
versus Jesus
versus Jesus versus Muhammad.
Well, I think Muhammad's really going to blow them all away. Yeah.
The trailer is, it's an okay trailer. It's fine, nothing wrong with it. But I'm going to say I'm a huge fan of Robocop. Not in the sense that I have like Robocop t-shirts or anything like that, but it was just a huge film when I was a kid. It was something we all got excited about, and it was kind of groundbreaking in a way. So it's the real fear that are they gonna trounce all over her childhoods with this new version. Like the whole thing about it's a car bomb that kills him this time.
Yes.
Somebody pointed out, I think it was Jeremy Jans pointed out, car bomb is such a impersonal way to kill somebody, whereas in the original it was a horrific, almost like a rape scene how he got killed, and it's so personal. So his vengeance is so personal. Whereas this, with a car bomb, also it's less violent. It's just a fiery explosion which looks beautiful on the screen. But the whole thing about that is you can get it to a younger audience. I think this is 15s, whereas the original was 18s.
PG-13.
PG-13, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So that's obviously why they did it, because you see a guy going to open his car, kablamo, he wakes up in the hospital, he's a robot. That's another thing as well. You see him without his mask. You see him with the human face. And he knows I'm fucking half man, half machine. Whereas Robocop didn't. Robocop was just a robot who slowly, gradually realised, holy shit, I was actually a man. I have memories of like my wife and kids. And they've taken all of that out. So I feel like I'm not going to like it. But I'm excited to find out whether I like it or not. Did somebody just die? That sounded like a shotgun going off.
No, my chair just made a weird noise and flew back, so that's why I like shit myself. I thought it was gone. Oh.
Yeah, it just looks really good, and I'm kind of surprised at him taking that role. Aaron Eckhart, he tends to do kind of very kind of actory type films, whereas this is more like, I'm gonna say, lowbrow comic book style film. So I'm surprised, but also pleased that he did it. The same way I was pleased that Natalie Portman did Thor. I remember the first time I seen the trailer for Thor, and I saw Natalie Portman, and I was like, Natalie Portman is in this? A comic book movie? And I know, like, she was in Star Wars, but it's still, like, Star Wars is this, I can't think of the word, dynasty? Like a Hollywood dynasty type thing. Do you know what I mean? It sort of separates itself from the rest of the slightly childish movies that I find. But yeah, when she was in Thor, I was like, fair play to you, Natalie.
Yeah, it was kind of a casting choice that came kind of down left field. You wouldn't expect Natalie Portman to be in a movie like that.
You would imagine it's kind of below her, but fair play. It's like Keira Knightley in Pirates of the Caribbean. She really looks down her nose at those films. She's like, oh no, I'm gonna stick to doing period dramas. Yeah, fire away, Keira. You won't be missed.
She's always on her period. What?
Yeah.
Sure, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson might be appearing in Batman vs Superman.
Wow.
How are you feeling about the girl they announced for Wonder Woman? Oh my god.
I think I remember seeing a picture of her. Like, is this about 2 weeks old, this news story?
Yeah.
Maybe even longer? Yeah. The reason I asked that is because it might have changed between then and now, because I remember a few girls getting announced. Obviously, none of them officially. I remember thinking, yeah, she looks the part. She might be a little bit skinnier than I pictured Wonder Woman being.
Yeah.
I always picture Wonder Woman as being like a sturdy one who looks like she can take a good pounding, you know. Why am I blue all of a sudden? I mean,
it's very strange.
There's nothing blue in this room. Everything looks normal.
Is the light on in your room?
I'll try that.
Ah, there you go.
There you go. Fucking that's wasting electricity. Are you happy? So, how do you feel about this Wonder Woman?
I've only ever seen her in the Fast and Furious movies, so I mean, her acting skills haven't really been
put to the test, really,
to talk about. But I mean, I'll wait and see what happens when the movie comes out. You know what I mean?
If I had my choice, it would be that chick from Haywire.
Yeah, actually, she would have been very good.
Do you know what I mean? She's got the attitude, and well, I'd say she's got the attitude. I'm not a huge fan of the comics, so I'm not really sure what attitude the character normally has. I'm pretty much basing her on like the Charlie's Angels versions of Wonder Woman that have been on telly.
Yeah.
And you know what I picture as a grittier version of Wonder Woman would be in the new Man of Steel universe, you know. And I'm picturing that girl from Haywire. She's gritty, fairly decent looking, and she can take and give poundings. She's an MMA fighter, isn't she? She is. Yeah, that's where she started out.
I mean, I'm gonna reserve my judgment until the movie actually comes out. People are complaining about the size of her boobs, which I think is ridiculous because who cares?
Why are they small or?
She's not the most buxom of women, but I mean, who realistically gives a fuck whether she's got tits or not? Yeah.
Yeah, that's how you open a salt sachet. Apparently, the guy who invented them wanted us to open them by ripping them in half.
Really?
So you hold it and you rip it in half, and then you have basically 2 half sachets of salt or sugar or whatever. That's what his original idea was. What a fucking moron!
Yeah.
What an absolute fucking idiot!
Oh, fucking gimp.